Not that someone of your stature has time to listen to this, or or your followers, but yet I'm getting quite desperate, and maybe I'm trying to piggyback, I don't know. Like the gurus say, you put it into the ether. The internet is one way to get information to the collective consciousness. The internet was supposed to be called Ethernet. Regardless of what perspective you take, whether you trust NASA CGI and landing in studio moons with flags waving, that's irrelevant. Don't dismiss you on that. You seem to be a rational person that doesn't dismiss the very homeless outside your very doors, the fourth wall. As what I'm getting in is a lot of the internet, and this is probably old news to everyone else, but the internet is just drowning in Mandarin after Mandarin, not revealing the fourth wall, demanding that all ills are still present because you haven't shifted a consciousness. And thus, like a Baptist preacher assumes we understand terms that we do not necessarily understand nor need to understand. You probably are familiar with this. You're very, I would say, spiritual, but I come from the Lucy camp, the movie. There are no letters or numbers. Nature doesn't respond that way. So to say I come from that camp, I don't get tied up. I just use the terms as a way to make points. I don't, say spiritual. I just mean that you seem to be dynamic and elaborate, and not limited to certain perspectives, and dismissing those that can just be categorized as a soulless projection or a chemical robot, as many of the gurus do. And what I'm saying is, this is plaguing the internet. If anyone else might be unaware of it, maybe it's the algorithm that has entrapped me of the subject matters I focus on, has trapped me into an algorithm of, I don't see, like what old terms might be demonic, mind virus, archons, like just an algorithmic douchosity that just is promiscuous. Just makes you want to vomit. It's so disgusting. So that's merely as I'm trying to brief sum this up. Appeal to someone that's rational and like respects the 3D suffering of the one outside your doors, because the internet is just plagued with guru after guru, with nothing but data after data, convicting the ones that witness the prey as, well, that's you. You would not witness the prey if you did not choose to witness the prey. I come from the camp, I'd rather not be evil. So I'll try to reinterpret as much as I possibly can for there to be no evil, because that would be the better choice. Yet there's a limit, and it never ends. They're literally, extrapolation is a natural process for my mind. Maybe it isn't for others. Some others. You seem to be able to do that. You seem to be. That's why I'm talking to you. You give a piece of information, and you extrapolate to its logical conclusion. That's that. I don't understand minds that don't do that. So I'm not trying to be complex. I'm not trying to be silly. It's just, I don't know who doesn't know this. I don't know who does. But the internet is just flooded with gurus saying we're already in a 5D consciousness, whatever that means. Do not even stop to explain what 5D consciousness could mean, and demanding that you shift your consciousness, and everything and all ills that plague existence evaporate. Wonderful. Would you please do? And my biggest problem is, I ask them to merely take their camera and go to the streets, I say, of iniquity, and reveal the absence of slavery, homelessness, prostitution, which, pimping, trafficking, especially, of our children. Like, is it not, why can't you step outside of your, reveal the fourth wall, and just, you shift your consciousness, put the camera on the absence of what was there, and then verify. And then I'll, show me what shifting consciousness can result in. So it's become almost like a euphemism. Like, what is there some kind of, is that more coded sex talk or some shit just another euphemism, which is also part of what I didn't realize, that the what traffickers are doing now. They can talk right in front of they can talk on the internet and never be taken to court. They can talk right in front of a parent because their talk is so coded. They're that's how they can lure a child into control. And even to the point of like, I read a title today, Mr. Greg Braden, who everyone in your life has a purpose. Is that what the slaves said on the Amistad or whatever? I mean, is that what all slaves said to their captors? Like, thank you, you're a very relevant person in my life. I mean, it gets ridiculous. The complete lack of logical extrapolation, complete lack of even logical consideration of a paradigm presented. So I'm just asking you, I'm giving you, it's not that you don't know, something like what's underlying all this, whatever stuff. I can't watch the news. I'd be trapped in that reality. Underlying all this other stuff that you rightfully attend to, but what's underlying that seems to be a type of mind virus, a conscious mind virus on the internet itself, which in previous generations people would call demons, jinn, whatever. There seems to be that's ready to corner you at every step you take towards resolution, towards solution, and demanding you dismiss what you see in front of your eyes as, well, that person is possibly soulless, a mere projection of your consciousness. It doesn't really suffer like you. It doesn't have a heart, doesn't have a heart chakra. Or, well, if that is a real living soul, it's suffering because you haven't shifted your consciousness. Well, fine. I beg the gurus to please demonstrate, yet they will not. Just wondering if this would interest you and you have any insight on this, Russell Brand.